You're listening to the Deep Gripping Reality Podcast.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? So today I wanted to talk quickly about hashtag. Let's hash out the hashtags. How important are they to your social media strategy, to your digital marketing strategy? What are they for? What do they do? Everything and anything you could possibly want to know about hashtags. That's what I wanted to chat about today. So hashtags started out on Twitter, and they basically became a way to search for stuff. So if you liked, for example, art, right? You could search for the hashtag art and you would be able to see more art posts. Well, each social media platform, each algorithm system is designed to sort out billions and billions of pieces of data as quickly as possible and efficiently as possible so that it can make the best recommendations possible to people. Because ultimately, you have to realize all social media platform algorithms are designed for one thing: to keep you on that platform. That's why if you post something like a reel, or if you post something to Instagram and then you share it to your story, but then immediately drop off, that is a really, really easy way to kick the algorithm in the teeth, so to speak. Always share it to your story, because that bypasses all the algorithms and automatically puts you at the top of your followers' feed, which is great. So anytime you do a post that you really want to promote, make sure that it shows up on the on your stories. But if you leave the platform right away, then it will do everything it can to try and get you back. So if you have your notifications turned on, you may notice all of a sudden that it's buzzing like crazy because you're seeing more likes. So it'll organically try to push out your content to your followers that it knows you'll like, to try and get you to come back and be back on the platform. So that's one thing. Now, what does that have to do with hashtags? Okay, so hashtags are designed specifically to help sort and filter information. And that's really important because the data that's out there about your pictures, there are certain, and your images and your shares and your videos, there are certain signals that each platform looks for. So it looks for, like, what's your profile? What's on your profile? If it's Facebook, what's on your Facebook page? What kind of content do you share? Historically, how do people interact with that content? That helps determine whether or not and how much it's going to push it out. Does the description have actually what's in the image or in the video or in the content? Is that there? But then also it looks at hashtags. And so here are the platforms that hashtags do really well on. The ones that it's okay, and then the one that they don't do well hardly at all, in my experience. Now, again, remember, hashtags are essentially keywords that are designed to help sort your content and help you get found, okay? So, yes, I think you should use hashtags. Yes, they're relevant. How many kind of depends on the platform. So, hashtags are especially effective on Instagram. You can have up to, I think it's 30 hashtags, but I don't think you necessarily should. Masari, who is the guy that runs Instagram, has recently said that hashtags are best used in the actual description, not necessarily the comments, and they are used to sort and make recommendations. So using relevant hashtags to what's in the post, as well as things that are tied to your account. So say, for example, for me, I do a lot of digital marketing stuff, so I almost always have the hashtag digital marketing included. That's a good example, because then it tells the algorithm that your content is generally for people who enjoy that kind of thing or have interacted with that in the past. So obviously Instagram. Pinterest is another one that uses hashtags quite a bit, and it's effective. And then last but not least, for the super effective, I would say, believe it or not, YouTube. So YouTube, as everybody knows, is the second largest search engine on the planet, or maybe you don't know, but now you do. It's owned by Google, the first largest search engine on the planet, and it uses hashtags a lot more than people think. Now, do you search for stuff on YouTube with hashtags? Not necessarily. However, it is used to sort like content. So if you put hashtags in your description, it works in your title too, but more so in your description, it'll take the first 3 of those hashtags, and as long as you don't have a location set to that video when you've uploaded it, it'll actually put that under the video itself above the title. And so people can actually click on that hashtag and find other videos much like it. So the top 3, the most important 3, are the ones that are looked at by YouTube. Now, the time that is circumvented, the time that does not count is, as I said, if you include your location. So if you include your location in your video, or on your video description, that's really smart, because most of the social platforms, especially YouTube and Google platforms, really like to share content organically with people who are geographically in the same area or in the target area geographically. So if you put your location on there, that's going to one up the hashtag, so to speak. It won't be as important in helping filter. So we have Instagram, we have Pinterest, we have YouTube. Those are the 3 that are like the top dogs that use hashtags the most. The ones that are okay, that have kind of a mixed bag, that would be LinkedIn and Facebook. Both of them use it. I've found that hashtags are actually help things trend a little bit more on LinkedIn than they do on Facebook. And then the platform and TikTok, that's the other one that you kind of get mixed results. That would be in the meh section. But the ones that the one platform that it doesn't do very well, hashtags don't necessarily do massively well, ironically, is I can't talk today. Sorry, is Twitter. Strangely enough, too many hashtags on Twitter they don't go well. They don't. It does. It helps with some trending stuff, but only the things that are massively trending. If you put up hashtags that aren't necessarily trending, it doesn't really help your organic reach that much. If you jump onto trends, it does. But if you're just adding, hashtag digital marketing and that's not trending, it's not going to do a whole lot for you. So that's really an interesting thing. So how do you know which hashtags are best to use? Well, I'm a fan of a website called best-hashtag.com. And best hashtag, and you can find a lot of people that use this under the hashtag BHTFYP, which is best hashtag for your post. And basically what it does is it's a search engine that looks for every related hashtag, specifically on Instagram and Pinterest, and but it does, and it'll list off all the related hashtags, so you know which ones to use. And then also, if it's not something that you find there's a lot of related ones, or they're just not related to what you're doing, you can kind of refine your search. So do hashtag research before you use them, and definitely don't jump on a trend just because it's a trend. Because, for example, if you say, who's hungry for chocolate? Hashtag me too. Anybody who knows what hashtag me too is knows that that's not the best way to use it, and you don't want to do that. So, use them with caution, use them strategically and in a very smart way, and you'll be very glad that you did, because they can really help your organic reach. Some hashtags that I know do extremely well is hashtag Reels, if you're using Instagram's Reels, or Reels Instagram, hashtag Reels Instagram. Those two included on Reels help the organic reach dramatically, because those are the two that the early adopters to Reels used. So there's millions and millions of people who use hashtag Reels in Instagram. So definitely include that going forward. And last but not least, I will say this. I cover this as well as a ton of extra social media insights and tips and tricks and strategies, and even have a bonus SEO guide in a new book, an ebook that I'm finalizing right now. I hope to have it offered in the next 2 weeks. You'll be able to find it at amarketingstrategy.com/resources. So check that out. It's definitely going to be worth it. It's not a free ebook, but the reason for that is, as of right now, it's 41 pages long, and there's some amazing insights. I'm also going to be putting together a video masterclass for it, so it'll be a little bit more money, but it's definitely worth every penny. You're going to want to bring a notebook. So if you're interested in learning more about this ebook, make sure that you DM me on any of my social platforms, or just go to amarketingstrategy.com and look me up there. But thank you very much for your time. I hope that you found this as valuable as I intended it to be. And until next time, dig deep, my friends. This episode of The Deep Gripping Reality is brought to you by marketingstrategy.com. Check it out.